Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our interdisciplinary webinar on cats in IIUM. I'm FADZILLAH, your host for today. We have an exciting array of speakers lined up to share their insights and experience regarding the cats on our campus. Since this is the interdisciplinary webinar, our speakers will cover various topics, including animal advocacy, the Islamic perspectives on cats, the role of cats in mental health and well-being, and the last is the challenges and solutions for maintaining campus hygiene with a large cat population. To start, let me introduce our guest speaker, Afrina Ardini from Abu Hurairah Club. Afrina Ardini, who is the head of the shelter of Abu Hurairah Club, focusing on the rehabilitation of cats, nursing cats, and preparing them for adoption. Now, she is the vice president of Abu Hurairah Club, and please welcome Sister Dini.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
All right. So, Sister Dini is here to share insights on the animal advocacy undertaken by the Abu Hurairah Club over the years. So, without further ado, I will pass on the mic to Sister Dini.
Uh, uh, okay, have you guys presented the slide? Okay, so Assalamualaikum everybody. I am Dini. Once again, thank you so much for inviting me. So for today, I'm going to present about the club, Abu Hurairah Club, and what have the club have done these several years for cat advocacy in the community. So first of all, Abu Hurairah Club actually is an awareness club registered under Sejahtera Center. So the Sejahtera, the Sanserv, is a center for giving back to the community. So that's what we do. We try to give back to the community as much as we can. So because we are an awareness club, we tend to do a lot of programs. We create programs for awareness. But today, I'm going to focus about things that we do continuously. It is for awareness, but it's just basically for the betterment of the cats in the community. So, so what I'm going to talk about today is the RNR, the RNR. So the RNR is actually stand for rescue, rehabilitation, neuter, and rehome adoption. So this RNR thing is the thing that we do continuously. So like for programs, right? Program usually there's a start date and the end date. But for this RNR, we don't have a specific date. We just continue doing it. Especially in this short SEM, it doesn't stop. It continuously. So moving on, the rescue part. So this rescue, we have our own bureau of rescue. We have an head assistant, subcom. They have their own schedule of rescuing according to their availability. But we encourage just because we are an awareness club, right? But we encourage just everybody to do it, not just us, but like everybody who's nearby the cases. We suggest them to attend the cat first because these cats are alive, right? They have nyawa. So we need to attend them as fast as possible. As you can see in the pictures, these are not emergencies. They are like in pain, but they are not like really emergency that need life or death situations. So we provide guidelines on which vet to go, cheaper price. We provide cages, carrier if they want to do the rescuing because not all of us are available all the time. So some of you might wonder like can we afford this? So we cannot afford anything. Everything is done by the crowdfund. As you can see from the posters of the crowdfund, everything everything is from the community. So people like give here and there the money, and if there's a balance from the money, we will use it for other cats as well. So with rescuing also come rehabilitations. It will be nicer if the slides are showing the rehabilitation slide. Okay, so with rescuing also comes rehabilitations. So with this rehabilitations, we have a shelter, and also we have a shelter team that's going to nurse the cat, because after rescuing, right, there's going to be like medicine and all. We try to maximize the shelter as much as possible, but we cannot accept many cats, obviously. So we try as best as we can to rehabilitate them back to health, and if they're okay, we try to give them up for adoptions or release them back to where we pick them up. But when we release them, we try to make sure that they cannot like accept like further diseases. So we release them at like not a dangerous situation where they can get hit again. So this comes with uh, vaccination. So this vaccination is an additional thing. It's actually a luxury because it's not that expensive, but it's okay if the cat doesn't get vaccine. But it's better if the cat can get vaccine. So we vaccinated the cat so that the cat can prevent them, so that the vaccine can prevent the cat in getting new diseases. So when we release them, we release a healthy cat. But we will make sure as much as possible to vaccinate a cat if we're going to adopt the cat, if going to give them up for adoption, because obviously we want the new home to receive like a brand new healthy cat, right? So these are some of the pictures of the cat getting vaccinated. So next is the neutering. So neuter is a very much important thing in this and in our project, because there's an overpopulations of cats. As much as all of us love cats, we have to admit that nothing too much is good. So cat can reproduce so much. So we need to neuter them. So this poster is actually, we're doing mass neutering. So we're going to neuter a lot of male cats, because according to the doctor, the male cats are the one that getting the older ladies pregnant in the community. So we try to neuter as much as possible the male cats first, according to this program. But aside from this program, we according to the fund that we have, we try to neuter as many as possible. We usually neuter a lady cat who always get pregnant. Like after few new litters is going to be pregnant again, new litters again. So we neutered those specifically, and whichever cat that we have, aside from vaccination, neutering is what we prioritize first. So if we have more money, we will neuter. If we want more money, neuter, and then have even more money, then vaccination. Um, Last but not least, after the cat get neutered or vaccination, we try to put up them for adoption. So this is the last R, which is rehome. So their old home is IIUM, right? The community. We believe that for cat wellness, the best is for them to not stay as strays. The best is for them to find a new home, to be in a new family. So this we try to put up posters. We bring them for adoption drive in malls, in whichever there's going to be an adoption programs. We bring our cats, but we make sure the cats are healthy and everything now. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see well or not, the last picture is the cat. When we found the cat, it's actually worse than that, with all the kura and everything. But when they found a new home, look at the cat. It's very healthy, very fat, very cute. You like it's such. It seems like a different cat, but it is actually a same cat. So you don't need to buy like fancy Persian or Maine Coon. You can get just a cute cat from the streets. So that's what we're trying to advocate. We're trying to say that the strays are not as bad as what we thought. The strays are just as cute as the pedigree cat. So yeah, I think that's the whole thing that we do, is that at the end of the day, we try as much as possible to rehome the cat in a better situation. So I think that's it for the R&R project of Abu Hurairah. So yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Sister Dini, for that insightful and passionate presentation on animal advocacy. Perhaps this is a divine call for you to able to take care for abandoned cats and treat them right. And this is a truly noble act when other people feel disgusted and ignore them. So, once again, thank you for Sister Dini. And now we'll move on to the Q&A session. Don't hesitate to raise your hand if you have any questions. All right. Sister Hibatillah Yara.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Sister Didi, for the inspiring presentation just now. Um, Advocacy or animal advocacy, I would say it's not a very easy job. So, especially in campus, we're all still students. I would like to ask whether you've encountered any difficulties during these R&R efforts that you put out. Like, were there, besides financial difficulties, what other obstacles did you encounter during this effort?
I think not just what I encountered. It's I think everybody in this volunteering thing is one of the difficulties is dealing with management, dealing with the people who want to eliminate the cats, like no matter what, who doesn't like really care, who doesn't actually doesn't care, he just want to eliminate the cats. So dealing with bureaucracy is such a thing, like we can do it faster if we minus the bureaucracy. But because we are an official club, right, we have to go through all the paperwork, we have to go through management, we have to have rules and regulation. That's, I think that's one of the difficulties dealing with humans actually in these programs, in this everything lah. And not only that, but also people who doesn't know what we do but keep on like complaining, why don't you do that, why don't you do this, they don't understand that we have a lot of constraints, a lot of challenges. So but it's okay, we understand, but like it's one of the difficulties are personally when people don't understand and keep on complaining. I mean, science, like, why don't you do that, why don't you do it instead if you like keep on complaining. So I think that's it, one of like the challenges.
All right.
Thank you so much for the answer.
So thank you so much for the questions and answer. So next, we are excited to introduce our following speaker, Sister Putri Nur Amira. She is a cat enthusiast and communication student at IIUM. Please welcome Sister Putri.
Okay. Hi, Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. So today, she will be sharing her insight on the role and significance of cats in Islam. So, without further ado, I will pass on the mic to Sister Putri.
Okay, hi and Assalamualaikum. Today I will be presenting on the cats in Islam and their significant role in Islamic culture. So, what will be discussed today is on the 4 point, which is the first one is the Prophet Muhammad treatment toward cats. Second is cats in Islamic culture. Third is benefits maintaining cats in Islam. And lastly, the conclusion. So I begin with the hadith, which is narration by Shaddad bin Aus. He said, the Prophet said that, verily Allah has prescribed a sign, which is proficiency and perfection in all things, which is in the Sahih Muslim, which means that we need to be kind to all the humans and also the animals in this world. Isn't it? So we move on to the first point, which is Prophet Muhammad's treatment towards cats. So for the first one is kindness and compassion. Prophet Muhammad was known for his love and respect for cats, and Prophet Muhammad have a cat which name is Muizzah, and that is a famous story which is rather than disturbing Muizzah, who was sleeping on his sleeve, the Prophet cut off the sleeve of his robe to not disturbing the cat's sleep. So there is hadith and stories that relate to the treatment toward the cats and the Prophet Muhammad, which is Abu Hurairah, which is the companion of Prophet, was nicknamed Father of Cats because wherever he go, he will bring a cat with him. So we move on to the next point, which is cats in Islamic culture. So the first is cultural significance. Cats are admired for their cleanliness and are often allowed in the mosque. And in Egypt, cats are believed to protect homes from evil spirits. So there is a picture of cats in Egypt. So another example is Ismail Saib, censor, which is director of Bayezid Library in Istanbul, fed hundreds of cats. Because of that, Bayezid Library was called the Cat Library. So this is an example of the cat library. Another example is Syrian Cat Hospital, shares as the one discovered by Bayat Taylor, provided a shelter and care for cats that funded by a wakaf. So in this hospital, which is the cat that are being strayed in the um, road or anything, will be take a good care in this hospital. So another example is a mosque, Masjid Al-Kitab. Kitab is in Arabic means cat, is established in 1267 that continues to care for street cats. So this is an example of pictures of the Masjid Al-Kitab. So narrated by Abu Hurairah, the people said that, "O Allah Messenger, is there reward for us in serving the animals?" He replied, "Yes, there is a reward for serving any animate which is living being." So when we take a good care of animals or plants or anything, we will be get a reward from Allah in the hereafter. So the last point is benefit maintaining cats in Islam. So actually there is a few benefits, but I will highlight three main benefits in this point. So the first one is spiritual benefit. Caring for cat is considered an act of charity, which is sedekah. There is a hadith that related to these points, which is in every alms given to the creatures with a heart, there is a life, we receive a reward, which is in hadith riwayat Bukhari and Muslim. And the next point is good deeds and afterlife. A woman was forgiven by Allah for giving water to a thirsty dog, demonstrating the value of kindness to animals. So even though the woman is not in Islam, but when he give a water to the dog, but Allah will forgive him or will forgive her because of the act. And the Prophet Muhammad said he will intercede on the day of judgment for those who love animals. So every act of us towards the animals will be count into the day of judgments. Lastly is emotional and practical benefits. Cats offer companionship, reduce stress, and maintain hygiene by controlling pets. As we can see, nowadays people tend um, to take a good care of cat because they want a good friend. So when we take a good care of cat, then we will reduce our stress. And we move on to the conclusion. Narrated by Abdullah bin Umar, Allah Messenger said that a woman was tortured and was put in hell because of cat, which she had kept locked till it died of hunger. Allah Messenger further said, Allah knows better. Allah said to the woman, you neither feed it nor water when you lock it up. Nor did you set it for free to eat the vermin of the earth. It means that all of the act we do in this world will be count on the judgment. So when we take a good care of animals, which is cat, we will get a good reward. But when we do something else, we will be punished in the hellfire. So in Islam, it is important to take a good care of cat because it is an act of belief as a Muslim to the Islam practice. So that's all from me. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for Sister Putri Nur Amira for your talk on cats in Islam. This topic truly opens our minds to love cats more as they were beloved by the Prophet, right? And also, as Muslims, we need to demonstrate kindness and compassion towards both animals and humans. So, once again, thank you, Sister Putri. Now, we'll open for the Q&A session. Please feel free to raise your hand. All right, Sister Aina.
Okay, hi Putri. So, as you mentioned before, like why did Prophet Muhammad cut off his sleeve rather than disturbing his cat? Maybe you can share on that. Thank you.
Okay, so thank you, Sister Aina, for the question. And to answer that, Prophet Muhammad cut his sleeve to rather than disturbing the cat is to show the kindness towards the animals. So Islam teach us to be kind to animals. So Prophet Muhammad shows a good example on how we need to um, take care of animals. Mm.
So, hopefully that can answer your question, Sister Aina. So
Thank
now,
you.
next, we are excited to introduce our following speaker, Sister HIBATILLAH MUTIARA. She is a CAD enthusiast and a communication student at IIUM. Please welcome Sister Mutiara.
Hello everybody. Good morning. Thank you for
Good morning.
joining. Thank you for joining this webinar. I really appreciate everyone's time. So I will be sharing about roles of cats in our mental health and also our overall well-being. So first of all, I would like to share that I would like to share that over centuries, like over hundreds of years, millions of years that we humans have existed on this earth, we have had a special bond with domestic cats. So, domestic cats, domestic dogs, we have had a very special bond with them. And over the years, research have shown that it actually has a positive influence on our functioning. And so that's why we use them as an emotional support animal. So moving on, this is the topic that I would like to share with everyone today, the role of cats in mental health and also well-being. So you might be wondering, as Sister Putri has said before, that one of the benefits of owning a cat or cats is the emotional support that they provide. But you might be asking, how can a cat that can't talk actually has these benefits? So Actually, animal companionship is associated with a range of physical and also psychological and also social benefits for us humans. But this is where I would like to, uh get you curious before I actually go into the topic. So before that, I would like to introduce myself. I am Mutiara and I am also the caretaker of 3 cats. So back home in Indonesia, I have 3 cats and I also advocate for adopt not shop. So what the previous presenter, Sister Afrina Irdini, has said that we should opt for adopting these cats rather than buying these cats. So these are my cats. The first one, the white one, is Louis. The middle one is Kyo, and the last one that has many colors is Rumi. So meet my cats. And so I would like to explain the lineups of my webinar today. So I will be talking about cats as an emotional support, routine and responsibilities that comes with owning a cat, and also the benefits of social interaction and community that owning a cat can provide us as a human. So first of all, you might be wondering, as I've said before, how can a cat actually provide an emotional support? But what is actually emotional support? So the American Psychological Association has defined emotional support as the verbal or nonverbal processes of one communicate cares and concern for another. So it doesn't always have to be something verbal. It can be an act. It can be something nonverbal. So that's how a cat provides emotional support for us. So actually, in the medical world, a cat can give emotional support in a form of an animal support animal. So these cats are known as ESA, emotional support animals. So this researcher over here defines ESA as a companion animal who helps to reduce disability-related impairment for people who suffers from disabilities, physical disabilities, or mental disabilities. So moving on. Okay. Moving on, we are all aware that the COVID-19 pandemic that we all went through was associated with a decline and also the decline of our mental health, but also we have seen a increase of pet ownership. So why is that? Why are people suddenly owning cats during the pandemic? Well, research have shown that this is a result of loneliness. So people start owning these cats, owning animals because they are lonely. So um, because people instinctively look for emotional support to these animals because they're cute, because they provide companionship. And so pet ownership is associated with better mental health during the COVID-19 pandemic. However, there is a however, because owning a pet is not easy, it's not cheap. That's why it's only found by pet pet parents that are married or have spouses, because so they have more money to take care of these cats. So single parents, single cat parents, single dog parents out there have a bit more financial uh hardship to take care of these cats. That's why it's not really associated with a positive influence. However, overall, there's still a positive influence of owning a pet during the pandemic. So moving on, I'd like to share that you might be wondering, how can these cats actually provide a mental support for us humans? So Grace Campbell, she is a doctoral student at Western Michigan University, have found that pets are associated with a positive health outcome for us humans. So do you know what oxytocin is? It's the happy hormone. So when there's a rise in oxytocin levels, you become happy. So if you owning cats, owning dogs overall, it increases your oxytocin levels and also significantly decreases your cortisol levels. What is cortisol? Cortisol is what causes you to become stressed. So when you own these pets, your cortisol level will decrease and also increases in a beta endorphin hormones. This is where makes you happy, it makes you excited, and also it increases your dopamine production. So overall, these owning pets, owning cats really impacts your happy hormones and will decrease your stress hormones or your cortisols. So next. Other research conducted by G and Muller in 2019 and also Hugh in 2020 from the Queensland University in Australia and also the Virginia Commonwealth University overall found that these animal companions really have a physical health benefits for us. So they decrease our chances to have cardiovascular diseases. It decreases our chances of getting depression because overall, even though you don't have these human companion, but at least you still have these cute furry dogs, these cute furry animals. So it makes you happy. That's why. Okay, so next, you might be wondering, you might still be wondering how these cats actually provide these health benefits for us. So they can't talk. Sometimes they don't like us. So, or sometimes they really just ignore us. So you might be wondering how can these animals actually provide a benefit for us? So one way is from routine and responsibility. So this leads to my second point because I would like to show you guys a day in my life when I'm in Indonesia and taking care of my cat. So back in Indonesia, I have a routine. So when I wake up, I straight away will feed my cat because I have a sense of responsibility to take care of these cats because they're my they're my sibling. Like I need to take care of them. That's why. And so after I fed them, that's when I can do my daily chores, I can do my work, but I can't do that before I fed my cat. And then before I sleep at night, I will feed them again. So this this kind of repetitive routine creates a sense of responsibility and also actually reduces stress. So, Dr. Induti Bendi found out that carrying routine activities can reduce stress because it's something that's already familiar with us. So you don't need to guess what's happening. So you just do what you've been doing. It's calming, it's non-stressful. That's how cats and dogs or other pets in general can provide these health benefits to us. So, because there's something familiar to us, and how, as a person who struggles with mental health, having a responsibility is very important. And so this leads to my third point of how else can these cats provide more benefits for us humans. So it is through social interaction and community. So before that, have you guys ever, I'm sure some of you guys own pets, own cats, and owning these animals, this becomes a conversation starter. So me personally, I would, let's say I meet someone. I would tell them, "Oh, I have three cats." And then they would say, "Oh my God, me too. I have a cat. Can I see your cat?" So this cat becomes a conversation starter between me and this other person, and it creates interaction between us. That's how these cats or pets in general creates brings benefits towards us. As Patrick from Harvard has said that pets can provide their owners with more companionship. And so in his survey, he noticed that pet owners are 60% more likely than non-pet owners to know people in their neighborhood. So this is because people who have, let's say, people who have dogs, they will have to take their dogs outside on a walk. And when they take their dogs on a walk, they'll meet other people. And these other people will see their dogs and say, "Oh my God, that's such a cute dog." And then this will create um interaction between the pet owners and also their neighbors. So this is how owning a pet, owning a cat can foster community, can foster social interaction. So moving on, why why is having social interaction with other people or important? Why is it very crucial? This is because an analysis of 148 studies have found that people who have solid networks, as in like solid friendships, solid acquaintanceship, is 50 times more likely to live longer than those who have limited social networks. So I would say this is a very advantageous for us who can't really socialize with people. Like we don't really like to talk. So by having a pet, by having a cat, you can put your pets as the conversation starter. So you wouldn't be talking about yourself, but you'll be talking about your pets. So I think for me personally, for my own personal experience, that has made my life so much easier, so I can connect with other people, but not about myself, but about my cat. So because we love the same thing, that's how we thrive. That's how my friendship starts. So, of course, I would like everybody here to be healthy and, live a long life. So, don't forget, please, if you see a cute cat out there that you can help, that you can, um, maybe just support, know that it is beneficial. And so, before I end, I would like to rephrase that I've shared the mental health and also physical health benefits of cats and how they can provide emotional support by being an emotional support animal, and also by providing us routine and responsibility, and lastly, through social interaction. And so that's it for me, everybody. Thank you so much. And before I end, I would like to return this mic back to Sister Tasha. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Sister Mutiara, for your talk on the role of cats in mental health and well-being. It turns out there are so many wonderful benefits to having a cat, such as providing emotional support and also better mental health, right? It seems like many people don't know this fact. So once again, thank you so much, Sister Mutiara, for sharing your insight with us today. Now, we will move on to the Q&A session. Don't hesitate to raise your hand if you have any questions. So, all right. Sister Sabrina. Yes, please.
Um, Hello, Sister Mutiara. You have really cute cats. I want to ask about, do you think it's important for the university to allow students to have cats in their dorm rooms? Yeah, that's what I want to ask.
Okay, so actually, there are a lot of universities out there who allows their students to have cats as an emotional support animals in their dorms. However, these animals cannot go outside of the dorm. However, in the situation like in IIUM, we know that the dorms or the mahala in IIUM, we share the mahala. We share these rooms with other people. So I think we should really weigh the benefits and also the benefits, the pros and the cons of owning uh or having a cat inside the mahala. So I feel like if in the future, I feel like in today's current situation, mahalas, it's not appropriate to be housing a cat inside the mahala because we this is a communal area. So even though these cats really do bring a lot of benefits for us, I feel like pu- uh, owning a cat inside the dorm room is not effective. But you do know that our mahalas, there are a lot of cats, so there are a lot of stray cats. So I feel like we don't need to own because IIUM has a lot of cats. We have an abundance of cats. So I feel like taking care of these stray cats is really enough to provide us emotional support. But maybe in the future, let's say we have better accommodation, better, maybe single rooms, and we can start slowly, lah. But for now, I don't really think so. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the question.
All right. Hopefully that can answer your question, Sister Sabrina. So thank you once again for Sister Mutiara for sharing your insights. So next, we are excited to introduce our last speaker, Brother Muhammad Izzuddin. He is a cat enthusiast and a communication student at IIUM. Please welcome Brother Izzuddin.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad IZZUDDIN bin ISAMUDIN. So I'm a communication student and I also have my own cats at home. I have around 5 at home. So in terms of taking care of cat, I have a lot of experience. So and I know how they feel because they're very cute and very cuddly, but they also come with their own challenges to us. And as a person, how do we deal with this kind of challenges? Yes.
Yeah. So today, Brother Izzuddin brings a wealth of experience in wildlife management and campus sanitation, and also he will shed light on the unique challenges posed by large cat population, and more importantly, he will discuss the innovative solutions that have been effective in maintaining cleanliness and safety on campuses where their majestic animals roam. So, without further ado, I will pass the mic to Brother Izzuddin.
Okay, so today I want to talk about the maintaining campus hygiene with large cat populations, including the challenges and solution. Next slide. So these are the contents of my talk today. I will start with the introduction, and then I will explain about the challenges of maintaining hygiene with large cat population. And I will also propose a solutions for maintaining campus hygiene, and I will conclude the presentation at the end. Next. So for the introduction, so today I want to talk about something that make our campus very unique compared to others, which is the very large cat population. Because every time you hear about UIA, they must be classified with the cats, because most people when they go around the cafe, they will find cat, and they will also go to the laundry, they also found cats. And it is pretty much popular because our campus has been handling cats for many years. And so when it comes to the large population of cats, there must be a challenges that come with dealing with it. So next slide. So I want to highlight 3 challenges when it comes to maintaining hygiene with large cat population. First, we have waste management, and we also have disease transmission, and also we have property damage caused by the cat. Next. So for the waste management, as we know, the cat around UIA is pretty much free, and they're also roaming from place to places. So it is very difficult to predict and cleaning up after the roaming cats. And because there is no specific pattern is where they want to release their business. And so it's making the people like us or volunteers or cleaners to clean the the mess made by them. And also there are potential health risks associated with the uncollected waste because stray cats' diet is pretty much different compared to the domesticated cat. And they pretty much eat everything in order to survive. So we don't know what kind of chemicals or composition of their waste. And also the ineffectiveness of traditional litter boxes with large population. This also contributed to the roaming cats because maybe because the litter place must place not strategically true, because for them to do their business in terms of leading the waste, they need a place that is very quiet, and also they can be very calm in terms of doing their waste management. Next. And also we have to take a look at the potential disease transmission caused by the cats, because there is concern about the spread of zoonotic disease, which is pretty much a disease coming from the animal. And also we need to highlight the importance of preventing parasite infestation in cats and humans. For example, like sometimes when we see the stray cat, they can be injured, and compared to the domesticated cat, there are no one that trying to bring the cat to the vet, and the injuries may become infected by the parasites. And also it's very difficult to monitor the health of the free roaming cats because we don't have a large budget to put a tracker on every cat in the campus. So maybe in order to monitor their health, which can be very difficult. Next. And according to the National Feline Research Council, for the zoonotic agents to spread, there are three possible ways. First, we have direct contact with the animal. We also have an indirect contact with the animal secretion or excretion. And also the person can be in contact with the contaminated water, food, or other surfaces. And this can happen pretty much, I think it's likely possibly in the cafe, because sometimes the cat just get up to the table and try to eat the food, and the food and the utensils can be contaminated with the cat. So the number of variables influence the level of risk can be include the length of exposure and geographic distribution of carriers and the disease. Next. So, and we also want to mention about the risk of spreading of the T. gondii parasite from cats to human. So this is one of the most common diseases can be found in the cat, because they can infect almost all warm-blooded mammals and cats, both domestic and wild felines, for example, like bobcats or mountain lions. Also, the only known definitive host, as the parasite can reproduce sexually and create egg-like spores known as oocysts in these creatures. Next. So this is from the Cleveland Clinic on how to reduce the risk of toxoplasmosis. So first, we need to peel fruits or vegetables or wash them thoroughly. We also need to cook meat to the safe temperatures, and we need to wash food prep surfaces and utensils after the use. And we need someone else to change the cat litter, because if someone that trying to change it is pregnant, they can be compromised with their immune system. And also, when you're trying to change the cat litter, please wash your hand and also wear your glove and mask to avoid the infestation. And also, we need to wear gloves and wash hand after working in soil and land, especially in the place where there is so many cats. Next. And also, the other challenge is property damage, because with the large population of cats, there is a potential for scratching furniture and damaging landscape. For example, like in the hostel, there is not much furniture. So in terms of damaging landscape, when the cats travel through the mahala and they started to excrete their excrement everywhere, and this can potentially ruin the smell of the corridor and also make people annoyed to enter their room. And this they also have a risk to the local wildlife from hunting behavior of cats, because when there is a lot of cats, which they can be considered as predator, this can obstruct the food chain and the ecosystem. So when this small animal like squirrels or mouse can be reduced exponentially, and this might harm the ecosystem of the place. Next. So now I would like to propose a solution for the maintaining the campus hygiene. First, we have targeted waste management strategies, and we also can do feline health and wellness program, and also we can do a collaborative efforts in order to solve this problem. So for the targeted waste management and strategies, first we need to implement designated feeding station with cat-friendly litter boxes. For example, like the feeding station need to be near the cat litter boxes because this is for them to easy to remember where these places is located. And we need to strategically placing easily accessible waste disposal bins. And the location must be strategic because, for example, like in my house, the litter box placed beside the cage, but in the behind the cage, we're trying to make a house for a cat. So it can be a construction site and it can be really noisy for the cat, and they decided to do their business in the house. So it became a challenge for me. So I decided to change the location of the litter box in a place that is much more quieter and calm. So and another one is we need to encourage volunteer programs for waste collection. So we can try to invite other people who is very enthusiastic to the cat to do the programs for the waste collection of the cats. So we can pretty much clean up the place much better than before. Next. And also we can do feline health and wellness program. And first we can do partnering with animal shelters for on-campus vaccination and neutering clinics. And from this to work, we can share the cost and also we can share the effort to pretty much expose about this program to the other people. And we can also promote responsible pet ownership through educational campaigns we can do from the posters or seminar or webinar like we are doing right now. And also we can introduce community cat trapping, neutering, and releasing TNR programs. Next. So what is the goal of the TNR, which is Trap, Neuter, Release? This initiative aims to reduce feral cat numbers in certain areas. And the notion is that neutering or spaying the cats and releasing them into the environment will prevent them from reproducing. And over time, the number of feral cats in the area will decline and eventually disappears. Next. And so this is the study conducted by the Dr. John Dibun, which is a senior researcher and also PhD in environmental population and organismal biology from the University of Colorado. So they trying the several model of cat management strategies, and they found that TNR was the most effective control method for the cat. And they conclude that high intensity TNR, which is 15% of the cats sterilized every 6 months, was the most effective method for reducing unnecessary fatalities. But however, the data showed that the most effective technique for reducing cat population was the 50% elimination of cats, either by euthanasia, which they pretty much kill the cat, or also adoption. But the only flaw from this model is that there is assumption for the 2% immigration rate, which is the people try to dump illegally their cat into the places, and this can make them harder to track, and they reproduce more compared to the controlled cat. Next. And also we can do a collaborative effort. For example, like in IIUM, we have a Abu Hurairah Club. And also we can try to collab with the outside organization. And also we need to educate the campus community about the hygiene best practices, because sometimes they just ignore what the cat doing in around them. So maybe by educating them, we can try to improve the community around cats. And also we need to encouraging the responsible cat feeding habits to avoid attracting unwanted wildlife, because sometimes when we give food, then they're not really attracted, and the other animal will come to take the food in their place. Next. So for the conclusion, as IIUM is one of the large population cats in this place. So as the community, we need to make sure that while we are very fond of this animal, we also need to aware about the challenges that come with their existence, and we need to strive towards helping them as an animal, because Prophet Muhammad SAW is really love this animal. So it is our responsibility to take care of them, and individual maybe collaborative effort and open dialogue may help us to improve the community in this university. So that's all from me.
All right, thank you so much for Brother Izzuddin for the talk. Your insight into the complexities of managing cat populations on campuses were truly eye-opening, and how these challenges can be effectively addressed with innovative strategies. So once again, thank you, Brother Izzuddin, for sharing your experiences with us today. Now, let's proceed to the Q&A session. Please feel free to raise your hand. So,
Okay, I can see the question. So,
all right.
okay, can you open the chat? So, can you explain further on the responsible cat feeding? So,
Uh,
responsible cat feeding is pretty much involve the providing the cat with nutritious diet, fresh water, and following a consistent feeding schedule. Because for the diet, they pretty much a carnivorous. So the food must have the every requirement of nutrition for them to grow and become healthy. And also they need a clean water, which we can do with by uh, refreshing the water every day. And also we need to clean the bowl to make sure that there is no bacteria infected in the thing. And also we need to make a routine for them, because this kind of animal is pretty much thrive in terms of routine, because they can memorize where this location is there, and they can also remember the pattern of the food time, and they will come to us. For example, like every time they hear we try to put the food in the bowl, they know that this is the eat time. So I think that's how responsible feeding work.
all right. Hopefully that can answer your question, brother Muhammad Taufik Iqbal, on explaining further on the responsible cat feeding. So, all right, we have arrived at the end of the event. Please give applause to our speakers. Thank you to our speakers for their insightful presentation, and to everyone who participated. We have learned a lot about the different aspects of having cats on campus, from Islamic perspectives, animal advocacy, to mental health benefits, and even hygiene management. A special thanks to Sister Afrinardini from Abu Hurairah Club for joining us and sharing her insight. So, we hope this webinar has inspired you to view our campus cats with more understanding and compassion. Let's work together to create a better environment for the cats and ourselves. Before we wrap up today's session, I would like to kindly remind you to share your valuable feedback with us. Please take a moment to scan the QR code displayed on the screen. Your feedback is crucial for us to continue delivering meaningful content and improving future events. All right, thank you all for joining us today. Have a wonderful day. Please open the camera to take photo for documentation. Okay, one, two, cheese. All right, cheese, cheese. Thank you all for joining us. That's all for our webinar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.